Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Hey, everybody. Looks like we're live. Thank you for joining us. I think, did we just have a fairly smooth start to a lab live for once?
I think we did.
Please let us know if you are hearing any audio or technical issues. Let us know, but I think everything's actually working for once for us on this end, so that's great.
Super exciting.
Thank you all for joining us. In case you've never joined us for a lab live before, we strongly encourage any questions or comments on the chat feed. I'm going to do my best to ask Jake any questions that come up. So yeah, don't hesitate to interrupt with any questions at all. And I think we should not waste any more time and get started.
Let's do it. We're going to get to the point here today. We're trying to teach something like very specific and helpful within Bluebeam. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a combined PDF set, a full set, and we're going to go over here now. And
well, really quick, Jake.
Yeah.
So you are a fairly new member to the team.
Yes.
Can you just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, your background, any recent weddings you've had?
Yes, my name's Jake Spasaro. I just moved to Boulder, Colorado. I'm from Austin, Texas. I graduated from Texas A&M, and I got married in July. Just got here, so a lot going on. Now I hang out with Danny. Okay, so basically we're starting out with a very common thing that you come across on job sites or when you're just handed a drawing set from a designer or an engineer, and that's a combined set of drawings like this. It's not named, it's not linked, it's not separated, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the power of Bluebeam to name all these files, separate them, and link them. The first thing I want to talk about is a vector versus a raster PDF. A vector drawing is like this, and as you zoom in, you notice that the edges keep getting clear, and it'll keep getting finer. This is what you want. This allows Bluebeam to read the drawing. If you're zooming in, typically with like AutoCAD files that are produced, you'll get like a blurry edge, and that means that you're just dealing with dumb lines, but there is a way around that, and I believe it's in Tools, Document. It's the OCR tool right here, Control-Shift-O, and if you run this on a raster set, it will do its best to convert that to a vector file and allow you to start from there to get Bluebeam to read your drawing. So the first thing I want to do is name these drawings. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the information in the title block to do that. So, let's see here. We're going to expand this, and then up here in the right corner, there is this asterisk. So, create page labels. And we're going to select page region, select, and we're going to come down and we're going to start with the number. So, we're going to highlight over this and select this area. So my selection is region 1, and this is a preview of what it captured, which is A-001. Now we also want to have the name on there, so I like to do space and then a dash and another space. So this is, you see the preview expanding, and then we're going to add. So now we're going to go up to drawing title, and we're going to grab this box. And we let go of that, then you can see in our preview A-001-general notes. And now that's fine for me. I'm going to hit add. Oh no, not add, sorry, escape. Okay. And I'm going to generate this for all my pages. So I have 183 pages in this set. I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to let the computer do its job.
Nice. So what should we talk about in the meantime? The one thing that this is really helpful for, I found that if you're dealing with just massive sets of drawings and you have like 1,000 sheets in, say, a hospital job or something, opening up a combined PDF and not having it even labeled is a complete nightmare to work with, and I think you're wasting a lot of time in the office and throughout, like for people in the field that are working on it and getting like their hands on the drawings for the first time. Having them named helps a lot. And then what we're going to do after this, so the next step after we name them is we're going to do what's called an extraction. And the extraction will take this combined set, so like one file, and we're going to create a folder that will have each drawing will be a separate file. And this allows for even quicker access when you go into your folder where you keep your drawings. You can then just scroll through it like that and take one out. So it's really helpful. And the live stream is...
I was to say, I just got a message from Laura over at Kramer Design. Hello, Kramer. Thank you for joining us. Asking if we're still buffering.
What is that?
I think it means if we're actually going.
Here we go.
Going.
Yes. So we are...
Really quick, if anyone else is having issues with the stream, which I guess you probably wouldn't be able to hear me ask that if you were, but can you just let us know if you're seeing any issues at all?
So as you can see here now, I've expanded the window where you can view each individual page within a PDF set, and all of them are named now. And there will be a couple issues that we'll see. Some things won't get named properly, but those are pretty easy to fix. So what I'm going to do now is on this top drawing, I'm going to right click and I'm going to select extract pages. And my page range, I'm going to do all the pages, and one thing that I like to make sure I don't check is this open files after extraction. That would force the computer to open 183 files, and that just takes a long time, so I don't do that. So we're going to hit OK, and then I'm saving this in my extracted drawings folder that I created earlier. So select this folder, and then we let the computer extract the pages. Are we done? So we're going to go back, extracted drawings, and now you can see that in my file browser I have all the drawings extracted, and you can see that we had one get messed up, but the only thing that happened is it didn't catch the A. So hopefully that. And there we go. So now we have all our drawings extracted. So what I want to do now is I'm done with this combined set. This is now just an archive. So I'm going to X out of this, don't save. Now that I have them all extracted and organized and names, the last thing I want to do is link all these drawings together, which is the most powerful part of this process. So we're going to go up to Batch, and under Batch we're going to select Link, and we're going to do a new link. Now what I'm going to do is add files, and then I'm already in my extracted drawings, and I'm just going to select all of them. Okay, so we have them all selected. I'm going to select Next. Now this is pretty similar, so this is opening up like our batch link settings page, and this is a similar process to what we did for naming. And I'm going to now choose page region. So it's going to open up just a random drawing in the set. This one just gave us this. And we're going to come down to the drawing number again. Select this. And that's all we need for naming, because typically a callout's just going to be the page number. It's not going to have the page name as well. So we got our preview, A000, I caught it, just hit OK. And now what we want to do is generate these names, and that basically means that the link process is going to go through each sheet and find these names for us. So we're going to generate those.
So yeah, it looks like we are having quite a few buffering issues, and then the fan on your computer is causing a bit of noise, so we are trying to get through those problems. I apologize for that.
And we can go, after this we can go back through any steps, specific steps that people had questions on.
We're trying to get IT in here to figure all this out.
Okay, for anyone still there, we're going to finish this, and then we're going to go back and make sure we get everyone's questions. So as you can see, it went through and it found all the names, and this happened, so we got a duplicate here, but it looks like they're different, so we're going to keep them. And now the last thing I want to do is I want to go into link options, and this is a pretty important step because it'll determine how your link actually looks. You're going to want to make sure you include appearance properties, and then you can select a color for any color you'd like for the link, and this is just going to be a highlight over the number. So I've got this blue, and then also make sure that you select highlight, because if you do say solid, any of the others will work, but highlight I find to be the best. Solid will block, you can't actually read what you're trying to navigate to. And then also we want to make sure we're flattening the highlight, because if you don't do that, when you click on it you run the risk of like dragging it out of place. So that's the last step. We're going to hit OK, and then yeah, we're going to hit run. Now we're creating hyperlinks, and then as this goes through, we're going to keep working on the technical difficulties here.
Yep.
How are we doing?
Not great. Not great. A little buffering issues, I think, on all ends. That could just be
we can run through
frame rate on the computer. Hopefully, once we upload it, we don't have those issues.
Yeah.
But it's not good for the live session.
We might be able to run through it again.
And yeah, the fan noise. Hopefully,
Fan noise.
We've been trying to work on that. Hopefully, that's calmed down a little bit.
Relocated the microphone. Let's see. Yes, Clay, this is a review extreme feature only. That is a great question.
So yeah, hopefully that helped the sound issues at least. I don't know how much we can do on our end with the buffering. I apologize, guys. Certainly don't want to be wasting any of your time with us right now. So yeah. Yeah, now's a great time if you have any other questions, either audio and sound related or related to Bluebeam. Now's a great time to ask while we're going through and Bluebeam's loading everything. So
yeah, and any specific parts of the process that you have questions on, please ask, and no problem running through them again. It's a fairly quick process. I think once you really know what you're doing, it probably takes 5 minutes to name, extract, and link a drawing set depending on how fast your computer is and how large the file is. So it's unbelievably helpful once you have it going. So we want to make sure that everyone understands all parts of the process. You can start using this today. Yeah, the live stream, the combination of the live stream and the linking is really taking a toll on the computer here.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Don't know how, but can't really just automate that stuff. So I don't know.
How many people are using Bluebeam at the moment in the office?
Clay did ask, is there any direct integration between Bluebeam and Dynamo?
I'm not sure. We need to get back to you on that. Okay, Veronica's using it. And then, okay, so awesome. This just finished. So you can see we have 879 hyperlinks created. So we're going to finish and close. And then even on this first drawing here, you can see now that we have these blue links created. And this is sheet A-000, so it didn't create a link for itself. But A301, now if we click on that, it goes into where we stored all of our extracted files and we'll pull that file out. So it opened it right up for us. If we go down here, so this is calling out 4 on A501. So we select that, and now we're right there, bam, on 4. And it's an unbelievably helpful tool. And then furthermore, with Bluebeam, you have your markups and stuff, and you can store them all on these same drawings, and it becomes incredibly powerful. You can really have clear communication throughout your whole staff, especially if you store it in like a OneDrive or a Bluebeam Studio. It's a game changer. It's great. So, I mean, that is an overview of the tool we're trying to communicate to you today. Now I just want to make sure that we've communicated it properly, and if there's any parts of the step, any parts of the process that you don't know or have questions on, please ask. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
One thing I want to try and find an example of, just to kind of show the depth of. Let's see if I apologies. Where is this? Okay, so I'm going to go to documents. I might have to dig around a little bit here. But extracted drawings, we have first floor architectural plan. So this is a part that really caught me, is even down in your sheet notes section, it scanned through there and found your equipment schedule on A520. There you go, you have it. It's just it takes it just completely streamlines the process. I love it. Every set of drawing that come by my desk, whether I'm asked to or not, go through this process just because of how much time it saves me.
Yeah. Not too many questions yet. A lot of Bluebeam users though.
Yeah.
Found our audience. That's good.
That's good. Yeah. And then if you also have any other Bluebeam questions or requests for future lab lives, please throw them out there. So just I guess I'll just go through an overview, a bulleted list of steps that we did. If you want to write this down, or the first thing we did is we checked, is this a vector or a raster drawing? And the way we did that was by zooming in simply on a 0 and seeing if it'll refine itself. If it is raster, which is the kind that's all blurry, then you can run an OCR scan, which is under the document tool. And the reason we didn't do an example of this is because this does take a long time, and it's worth it though, to be able to get the linking. And then what we did is we named the sheets. So we went back and selected this create page labels option, and then we selected our page regions. First we did the number, then the dash, and then the name. And then we right clicked and extracted the pages into a predetermined folder that we had set beforehand, saying this is where all our extracted drawings go, or you could say this is architectural drawings. Excuse me. Once the extraction was done, then we went through the linking process, and if there's any questions on that, that's where I feel it gets a little muddy, because there's quite a few settings in there, and we have time. I think we could just at least run through the process of setting up those settings again. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure it's very clear. So we've extracted and named, and now we're going to go back to batch. So batch link basically is we're going to do a bunch of things at once. That's what the batch tool is. So batch link, new, and then we're going to add our files, and then into our extracted drawings, and we'll just re-add these. Shift, click, select them all, open. So now we have them all. Next. And then this is a part that's where it gets very confusing. So if you need to take notes, now is a good time. So we're going to use page region, and we're going to go over to our title block, and we only need the drawing number for this. So we're going to select the box, A-000. So that's correct. That's what we just selected. Hit OK. And now we want to generate, and that's going to go through all the drawings again, scan through it, and then searching for actions.
And just keep waiting and waiting.
Yeah, waiting. No, well, I mean, this shouldn't be too bad.
Let's see, checking the question board, and we got a few. Let's see, if we move the files from one folder to other, do the links still remain, or do we have to relink?
I believe they will be busted. I think once you decide on a file location, it needs to stay there. What I'm showing you though is it's pretty simple. Once they're extracted, a couple minutes, depending on how fast your computer is though, you can go through and relink them pretty quickly.
Okay. And then does Bluebeam have a built-in way to get total wall links if the walls are on the same layers?
I don't believe so. There's measuring within Bluebeam that we can go over, and that's more of just a scaled measuring tool. But if we'd like to go over that,
not being able to
we can do that. Yeah.
Quantity counts. Let's see, another question. Do you think the link feature in the first set of drawings you had before extracting to individual sheets?
Yes. I believe you can link it up. I personally never done that. I find it very helpful to have it extracted, but I think you should be able to link within one, and we can run a test on that. So quickly, we've relabeled everything. Awesome. And then the last step was going into link options, and what we want to make sure is we have our color selected, and then flattening the highlight, and also don't make it case sensitive, because that can there's just extra steps that it doesn't need. Select OK, and then you hit run, and we'll go through the waiting process again, but we don't need to do that because we're already linked here.
Excellent. Then we had a question, where do you find the link option on Review 2018?
It should be under batch. I know that they did like a really extreme user interface overhaul recently, which is kind of frustrating. I don't have a copy of the old one on hand, but you just need to find the batch tool wherever that's hiding, and then batch link. So I know that's not a great answer, but if I had a copy of the old version, I would show you. But batch link is what you're looking for.
Excellent. And any hardware recommendations to increase Bluebeam performance?
I'm sure an i7 processor and a lot of RAM wouldn't hurt anything. I don't know. There's probably recommended specs on the Bluebeam website.
Yeah, I'd imagine they were similar to Revit. And then Sean is asking about being able to import PDF to Revit. Maybe workflow where that can become reality, what that looks like.
God goodness, I don't know. I know you can. It's a great question, Sean.
That's
that's something to look
explore.
into.
Cool. I think that answers the question so far.
Yeah.
That we attempted to answer at least.
Do we want to go over the measuring tool? I don't think this is exactly what you're asking for, but also not a helpful feature. Like I said, they changed everything. Yeah. All right. Let's just leave it as linking.
Okay.
So, any
All right, we're going to leave it at just doing linking today, so it's going to be a bit of a shorter session. I hope that's all right with everyone. But yeah, please keep the questions coming in. We'll stay live for a little bit longer. And yeah, hopefully do another one of these, cover some different Bluebeam topics.
Yeah, absolutely. Any Bluebeam questions that you send in, we'll make sure that, we get them answered.
Yeah. Give it a little bit of time, a little delay in the buffering. Should we just chit chat? Anything to? What's your favorite thing about Bluebeam? Do you have
definitely what I just showed, and markup tools. I find you're able to paint a really clear picture of what you're talking about with the markup tools within Bluebeam. And I worked in general contracting for a couple years, and being able to communicate clearly is huge, and having it in writing is huge, and Bluebeam allows you to do all of that. So, but this is the number one feature, and like when I brought up doing a Bluebeam Lab Live, I knew like this was a no-brainer, teaching people how to use this tool.
Excellent. One question, can we show an example of a slip sheet?
Yeah. Batch, slip sheet. So the current file, we're going to do the open file. So A000, and then add from files. So I'm just going to add a random one, but usually this would be in the scenario of an RFI issue or a ASI or something. So you would have your ASI page, and then like we're just going to pick A10 here, open, and match the pages. Okay, and there we go. We have slip sheeted. And now you can see that A000, it's named up here, has been changed to A-010 because that's what we told it to slip sheet. And that's a super powerful tool as well.
And you can do those in batch.
Yeah, you can batch those. So batch slip sheet, add files. So we could do, say those. And then, yeah, you can do as many as you want. Add files again, and then swap them out for that. It's the same process.
Excellent. Any other questions? We'll stay live for a few more minutes just in case. If not, we'll give you guys back an extra half hour of your day. And if there's anything we haven't covered yet, if you have questions about either things we can do for future lab lives on the Bluebeam side, let us know. Or if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to us on the website. You can email me at daniel.allen@evolvelab-inc.com, and we'll try to answer any questions that we didn't discuss today or develop a new session based on those.
Okay.
So you can show an example of copying Revit content like a schedule directly into Bluebeam. Do we have that ability?
Not at the moment, but we'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't answer that question for you. Anything else? I know we have a bit of a delay, so I'll give a few minutes of us awkwardly just sitting here and staring. Any plans this weekend? Anything?
No, I have to go to Philadelphia right now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, going to the airport.
East Coast. Well, excellent. Again, please feel free to reach out to us if we see more comments on the chat later today. We'll try to answer all those questions the best we can. What about modify sequence numbering? The last one.
I'm not sure what's meant by that question. Clarify.
If I'd be willing to bet, if we need to go through, if they have the existing sheets and need to renumber any of the sheets, is that a possibility?
Like actually editing the title block?
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Editing the title block. I mean, yeah, you could do it on here, but you're better off doing it within CAD or Revit or wherever you created the sheets.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you all for joining. Again, please keep the chat going, and we'll try to answer any questions throughout the day.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Take care.